You're about to learn everything from jumping, sprinting, running, crawling, falling, Turkish get-ups, carrying. Keep showing up. Howdy everybody, it's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle. Today we're going to be going over everything transitional movement pattern. Forgive the mess in the gym. We are renovating. Listen to the podcast to go over everything business, how much the flooring costs, painting. Oh my gosh. Everyone wants to own gyms, but no one wants to put skin in the game. But today's portion is not about business, it's about everything transitional. Now this is a unique pattern to show up fitness. Most people will have a squat, a hinge, a push, a pull, a press. We have two unique patterns that no one else uses. Unilateral, which is going to be a lunge variation or a step up or Bulgarian. Then also today, which is transitional. The reason we have transitional, it's an umbrella term. And we're going to go over jumping, sprinting, running, Turkish get up, rotational, Pallof, anti-rotation. So you have your band, you're rotating. Some people will put that in its own category as a movement pattern. Some people will do breathing. We put all of those under the umbrella transitional. You put that as a C. You could do some of them as a warm-up. You could also do some of them as the accessory. Core accessory, that's how we program it, Show Up Fitness. Let's start with the jump. You load your arms in the air like this. Ha, I'm joking. Don't you dare jump like Tinkerbell. Show me a volleyball player that jumps like this. You don't, because athletes load their arms behind their body and then we explode up. You can always find an influencer versus a coach on how they jump. You don't jump like this for 30 seconds. You don't jump like this for 30 seconds. You load the arm, boom, and you absorb the shock. We don't land like that. We load the arms behind the body and reactively, as quickly as you can, explosively come up. That's utilizing what's called the stretch shortening cycle. And the longer that you're on the ground, that energy is dissipating. Think of a rubber band. If you just hold it, you're losing potential energy. So slow-mo, you load up. You're going to explode through your hips, your glutes are working, your hamstrings are working, your erectors. You will have plantar flexion, knee extension, quads are working because of knee extension, glutes and hammies and erectors are working because of extension. Here, quickly, breath in. To progress that, you could land on one leg. We don't want to have crazy knee valgus. You don't want to be on the ground too long. You want to make sure to allow for optimal force production up. If you're doing a broad jump, a strength standard for Show Up Fitness, you should be able to jump your height. Look past the point where you want to go. If you look down, look at my body. My trajectory is that way. If you look up, your trajectory is further. Proud chest. So when you look up past the camera, that wouldn't count because I stepped forward. You need to land it. So here, that would count because I landed it. We have depth jumps. You're on the ground for the shortest possible amount of time. It's like you're jumping into hot lava. You don't go like this. Oh, that's hot as shit. I'm going to jump up now. It's quick and explosive. Recoil. Now with the jump, you can progress into doubles, triples, change the base of support. Ice skaters, as far as you can do, and then go back. Jumping is type 2 recruitment. High threshold motor unit recruitment. We lose it as we age. Dynapenia is the loss of power due to age because we don't do things that are explosive, like jumping. For a beginner, I teach them how to jump properly. Clear a penny. Even if they're overweight or obese, it's okay to teach the proper mechanics. I don't jump maximally until we have a strong foundation. Squatting, hinging, doing unilateral, 10 to 15 reps, strengthen ligaments and tendons, focus on movement competency, progress into months 2, 3, and 4. If you're working with athletes, it's fine to incorporate explosiveness, 5 to 10 jumps. I don't do more than 10 because you lose that type 2 recruitment. You can try this yourself. Get some chalk, put it on your hands, Go up to a wall, touch it, and do it for a minute. You probably get 25 or 30 jumps. You'll see about 10 jumps that are really high. You'll see 15 jumps that are really low. Type 2 recruitment, type 1 recruitment. Why are we jumping? Bam! You want a big old caboose train or explosiveness. Maximal power. Longer than 10 seconds, you're no longer engaging those type 2 muscle fibers. That is jumping. Now let's talk about breathing. The right lung has 3 lobes, the left lung has 2. It's a circle. Box breathing, you're breathing in 360 degrees. Secondary breathing muscles, your pec minor, your levator scapula. If we breathe through our chest too much, we're not optimizing the engagement of the diaphragm. Just like when we do a hip thrust, sometimes we will feel it more in our hamstrings. You're extending, but you should feel it in your glutes. That is the programming, the motor engrams that you have programmed. We need to reverse engineer that. So if we're breathing too much through our chest, we need to focus on belly breathing. Stomach comes out. I want 2/3 here, 1/3 here. So a normal big breath would look like this. But notice how I wasn't purely just anteriorly breathing. You need to have posterior and side breathing as well. You can put your hand on your side of your rib cage and breathe into that left lung more. You can bias that left lung. You can bias the right lung. Just like you can bias your triceps on a press. Just like you can bias a press by coming closer and put more emphasis on your triceps. You can bias the chest by going wider. With a pull, more biceps, less biceps, more back. You're still working your biceps when you do a pull-up like this. You're still getting air into your lungs, but you can bias the side. So I want to see 2/3, 1/3, expansion 360 degrees and coming up. Forceful breathing, like you're trying to blow out a candle. A lot of your clients are going to blow out like this. Well, you didn't blow out the candle. You didn't win any money. If there's a candle in front of you, you get $1 million if you blow it out. Blow that shit out. Hard, explosive, full contraction. You get your rectus abdominis, the obliques, external, internal, also your transverse abdominis. They all work together to create that contraction. I love the breathing drill to put your hands above your head, sit down, and take big deep breaths in. I will be behind my client and put my hands on their back. Big deep breath. Feel it expand. I'll also have my clients lie on the ground and put their hand here and work on just one breath and focus more on that right side. Do a couple, switch on over, do a couple there. It's a great warm-up. One of the 10 checkpoints: ankle, knee, hip, lumbar, thoracic, spine, shoulder, elbow, wrist, breathing. I love doing that drill. Everything breathing right there. Dr. Paloff, physical therapist in Boston, Massachusetts, I believe, came up with the Paloff exercise, anti-rotation. So when you pull it out and you hold, the resistance is pulling you there. We're working on that anterior oblique sling. You have to engage those muscles to not rotate. It's called an anti-rotation. You can take it a step further. This would be anti-lateral flexion. You can do variations. I see a lot of trainers just doing it fast with their clients. Get involved. Maybe you have them go to a word, ball, go, green, ball. Hold as a trainer, tap it around. Make them use that perturbation to engage their core. You can go with a thicker band. You could put a weight on the band, so when you hold it and you drop the weight, it's going to go up and down and you have to resist. I like doing some movement. You can get some jumps in there as well. A lot of progressions you can do with the Paloff exercise are great for a warm-up. It's also great for the accessory. Rotation, explosive. You got to own the sagittal plane. A lot of planking, side planking, back extensions for a good solid month, and then get into rotations. Left leg forward, right leg back. Eight to 10 reps. I love to do them with my clients because I'll throw it to them and they have to catch it and resist. So catch it, boom. I don't want to catch it and rotate back. catch it, stabilize, and then explosively throw. Get that triple extension in the back. If you were to punch someone like this, you don't have a lot of power. When you rotate, when you swing a bat, you don't have much power. Rotate that back leg. Hip extension, knee extension, plantar flexion, which is also extension. Look at those beautiful calves. Wow, holy moly. You could also put in there explosive ball slams, or here. Just be careful of your face. I've had students come in with a broken nose because they went to a gym and it was a bouncy ball and they didn't catch it. Oh, that sucked for you. Got to use common sense, but remember, common sense isn't common action. Farmer's carries. You should be able to walk with half your body weight in each hand for 100 yards. 100 pounds, 100 pounds. I weigh 200 pounds. I should be able to walk the distance of a football field. It's great for grip strength. If you want to work more your core, you could do one suitcase carry. Now this is rotation, lateral flexion. It's great to work your core. Clients who come in and want a six-pack, I love to do suitcase carries because while you're walking, you're burning calories, you're engaging your core. Way more specific and better than doing a bunch of crunches. Remember, we can't spot reduce. You could do a waiter's carry, hold, hold. You could do a barbell carry. Lots of variations with carries that you can do. Great for grip strength. Another carry I love to do is with the trap bar. Put your weight on there. Can you lift it up? Walk the distance of a football field. Great for grip strength. Grip strength is more important than cardiovascular testing. I see people do the YMCA, Harvard, step test. Why make your client uncomfortable for 5, 10, 15 minutes when a grip strength is a better indication of living to 100 than that test? I'm not saying don't do cardio. That's what this sucker is great for a set or two at the end of a workout. Get your steps in, run a mile. Show up fitness strength standards. You should be able to run a mile under 7 minutes and 30 seconds as a trainer. Our clients, if they can't run a 15-minute mile, they got some work to do. But grip strength is super, super important for longevity. Farmer's carries, hangs are great. See if you can hang for 1 minute. Also important to work on breathing. I'll do this as a warm-up. You could also do it as an accessory. I wouldn't encourage you to do a bunch of taxing exercises, trap bar into a hang, into a carry. Way too taxing on your grip strength. See if you can hold that for a minute. Great exercise to incorporate as an accessory or a warm-up. Stretches out the spine as well. If you had some athletes or clients who enjoyed sprinting, that would be a part of this as well. Making sure when we sprint, it's like you're feeding yourself a chip. When we run, it's like you're holding a block. That's good technique pointers for sprinting fast, explosive, holding a brick. Crawling is another great core movement pattern, which we put under transitional. So you get into this position, you can put something on your client's low back, have them walk. I like to put cones in the room for a warm-up or as an accessory. You have to go and touch it. Keep a ball on their low back. A lot of times if we go fast, you're losing that stability. So by going slower, you can even put a band on your client's hands or on your feet. Go super, super slow. Crawling is a great pattern to incorporate into your programming. Another really important non-traditional movement pattern that we put under transitional, rolling and falling. Rolling would be doing stuff like this where you have to roll upper body. Also can do just specific to low body where you can't use your arms and you have to roll back. So doing both sides up and down. And then falling, getting your clients into a position and then fall backwards. Teaching them how to do it with both, with one. Teaching them properly how to fall backwards. You can also help them get up and get down. There is a Turkish get up, which I'll show you here in a second, but I'll also just kind of regress it back to a client being able to get up without using their hands. Can you do that? It's a test to see if you can live to be 100. Most of your clients cannot. Then I'll ask them, which leg did you use to get up? A lot of times they're like, I forgot. Do it again, and then say, you notice how you got up on your left? Now use your right. Oh, that's a little different. I like the brain working in that regard. If we're doing things from a autonomic fashion, we got to get back to that cognitive phase of learning. So we have to think when we move. Turkish get up is another movement pattern that I like to put under transitional. Go learn from an RKC instructor or someone who's an expert with the Turkish get up. I'm not going to have someone get on my hand. You'll see that on social media. It's a great exercise to teach. I'm just not the most competent in this exercise. I don't do it a lot. I can do it myself, but I don't teach it to my clients. So learn from someone who really knows what they're doing. You'll start off in this position. You're going to bring it back to the chest. Go straight up, always looking at the bell. Hand over here. Going up. Hinge up. Bring the right leg back. Rotate behind the body. And you're going to come straight up. And you come down. Rotate back behind. Catch yourself back. And then you're going to come here. Whew. As I said, I'm not a Turkish get up expert. Numerous people under the Russian kettlebell company, Dr. Waterbury, he's on our team. He's a great teacher. Mark Chang, anyone under Pavel and his community. Excellent, excellent instructors. Learn from them. I'm not an expert. That was a D-, but that was the Turkish get up as a core movement pattern under the transitional. Let us know what you think about the Show Up Fitness 8 core movement patterns. Upper body push, which is horizontal push, horizontal pull, vertical push, vertical pull. We have our hinge, which is more glute specific. We have a squat, which is more knee specific, more knee dominant for your quads. Both still working, but we're just biasing. You can do a squat and bias more of the hips. You can do a hinge and bias more of the knees. It's more squat specific there. This would be your unilateral lunge variation. Step up would be the most regressed. Step down where you push down on a band. A lot of our clients are general pops, so we work with the most regressed, and you can go into like a Bulgarian or a pistol. And last but not least, we have our transitional, which includes jumping properly, throwing, sprinting, running, crawling, get-ups, rotation, anti-rotation, grip strength, breathing if I didn't say it. Comment below what you like to see more of. Check out the podcast. We have a 14-day free trial for our Show Up Fitness CPT, the best certification for personal trainers accepted internationally. We have partnerships with Lifetime, all 166 gyms, over 44 at Equinox. We are connecting with gyms, boutique gyms, the best companies out there, because that's what Show Up Fitness CPTs are. We teach you the movement basics, core movement patterns, programming case examples, how to assess people, how to sell, the people skills, the trade skills, the business skills. We want you to be successful. Check out my book and have a great day, y'all. Keep showing up.